Okay, and here she is. A mess, baby. This was me. Let me see if I still look like that. This was me at 18 in the county, y'all. They had to rip that baby wig off. Embarrassing me in front of everybody. I was so ashamed. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever questions you have, whatever. And also hit that notification button because then you can keep up when I drop videos. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, someone told me that they were confused because I did not explain my crime. And I know it's very interesting to hear about details of what happened in someone's crime, but that's not why I'm here. Like I said before, I do have co-defendants, and this is just not about the crime. You guys, I'm here to help people through my experience. You know not to do anything with armed involved, and you know not to do anything with robbery involved. So maybe throughout, this time of us getting to know each other throughout this journey, we can eventually talk about some of the details, if necessary. But until then, I'm strictly trying to focus on the actual prison experience, prison and jail, exposing the arbitrary and harsh, harmful, traumatizing things there, how I made it through, and also my process of reintegrating back into society, becoming a mother, being a great daughter, a sibling, a lover, how, just how I'm able to get around now through all of the obstacles that I am faced with. That's what this is about. Of course, I'm going to have you guys laughing. We're, like I said before. So, but please just understand, we can talk about that at another time. This is not about the crime, guys. Nobody died. Okay, so let's get into details real quick. When you first go in the county, your picture's taken. The picture I showed you guys in the beginning was my mugshot. And when I went in, y'all, I had in that quick weave. They can be so evil up there that I remember the lady asking me, and nothing to her, but she was very, very, I was already scared. My hair wasn't going to do nothing to nobody. I can't wrap it around my neck and choke myself. I can't put it around somebody else, but they don't want you to have I guess we'll get there too. But I do kind of get it now, being in prison. How they feel like you can hide things under anything. I wasn't understanding it then. That lady told me I had to take off my wig. I was devastated. You got the men looking at you this way. You got the women looking at you from this way. You got guards all in your face. This lady stuck something under my cap and slowly peeled it back. Y'all. My hair was a mess under it. It was glue all in my head. I was bald head. And I was crying because I couldn't believe she humiliated me like that. And I'm like, so this is what this is about to be about. They're about to strip me of everything. So anyways, I took that she let me take the picture first though. That was good because that's posted all over the world. But then they take you to a machine to see, your piercings is anything that you needed that can be taken out. And then you go get your fingerprints done. Of course, you do pregnancy tests, fill out your information, and then you're put into a holding cell. So I didn't have no tattoos when I first got locked up. I didn't have any piercings either. I think I had my tongue pierced and I had that lip piercing, but I mean it now. Like I got this. I didn't have none of that. Because this can't come out, and this could, but, well, it could. Anyway, so the holding cell, when you get into that room, guys, I wish I can give you a visual. I'm going to try to give you one, okay? If you haven't been locked up before, it's probably about as big as this room, which this room isn't that big. But that's the size of the holding tanks. They have like 3 benches in between spread out, and then they have one along this wall, and over here's a toilet. And of course everybody can see it's like a little block wall, but you can see. So, and then there are 2 phones on the opposite wall. When I went in there, I was actually in the holding cell with my co-defendant, and I just remember calling my mom, y'all, that day when I first got in there, and I just remember crying and trying to tell her, but scared to say armed robbery or scared to say anything like that. But I did, and I just told her that I was here and I was never coming home. That's what I said. And she was like, yes, you are. You'll be home next month. You'll be home next month. You fine. Stop crying. Take a nap or something. I know you're probably tired. We'll figure it out. Call me later, blah, blah, blah. And now that I think about it, y'all, my mom is so awesome because she did not have to do this whole bid with me. She didn't. After I called her that day and told her that I might be gone for a long time, she could have been like, well, but she didn't. When I got up to that cell, she talked to me every single day. She made sure I had money on my books every single day. She made sure it was time on the phone every single week. She did her thing, and I love her for life. I got to tell y'all this too. So my holding cell process took longer than usual because they kept calling us to go to the... It's not the preliminary, I don't think, but it was when you get served your charges or you figure out what you're there for. The first day, if that first armed robbery day, if they would have said, if they would have just, you know, once they gave it to us and we would have went up, we would have been done. When we got our first, whatever, sanction, whatever you want to call it, they took us back. They took all 3 of us back to the holding cell. Then we wondering why we ain't processed out. At this point, we ready to go upstairs because we're hungry. We want to talk on the phone. We want to, if this is what life is about to be for a minute, we ready to get it started. We stayed again. The next morning, we go back for another armed robbery they done put on us. Okay? We go back to the holding cell. We go back. We still not getting processed. We go back again. Another armed robbery. Like, it was just so, the process was so prolonged. It was terrifying. And that's what took a very long time for us. Then the final last one, we end up going upstairs. And I told you guys in my previous video kind of how that was. Like, you're placed in a dorm, classified, and you're on to getting a detail where they're going to work. As far as the details they have in the jail is like passing out the trays, cleaning up the dorm when everybody else goes to sleep. Jobs like that. Nobody, if you have a very slight crime, you can go work outside. Like, y'all see people on the side of the road picking up trash or whatever. Those are the workers' pods, and you can get those too. I was never able to do that, of course. And yeah, that was pretty much my experience of my intake. It was very confusing. It was very scary. If I had to give any advice about, you know, going to jail, I would say keep calm. Hopefully you have support. It was a lot of women in there who did not have nobody to call. I made 1,000 3-ways with my mom. You know, hopefully you have support. You have a friend. You might have a lover. There was a lot of women, like, they had husbands and stuff. You know, hopefully that's an option. Older kids that can help you out. But try to stay calm. Understand that police officers, I don't feel like they're all bad. I feel like sometimes when you're in a position of power, you kind of take advantage, and they will treat you like you are shit. For real. It don't matter. I was a little girl. I told them I was pregnant. I was not showing at all. But I'm telling them all that they still handle you like crazy. Oh, then during that process of me sitting in that intake, I remember there was it was an outbreak or something, or maybe I was talking across the way to my co-defendant, and I think they wanted me to stop, which I understand why they would probably want you to stop. Y'all probably trying to figure out something to say. But something happened. But I remember I had I think that when they brought me out of the cell and I was drinking water, I just remember sitting down drinking water, and I really don't know what I did, y'all, because I don't really start shit for no reason. But I remember they just put me in one of the coldest, darkest cells, just a little bitty square, smaller than this room, probably the size of this bin. I'm exaggerating, but it was very, very small. And I just remember crying like, okay, what did I do? I feel like they just was separating, probably just, doing their job, but they were like separating me or whatever. And it ain't no phone in there, baby. And even after hours and hours and hours passed by, like, I'm like, okay, can I please get out of here? Like, I'm lonely. I'm scared. Where am I? It felt like a dungeon. It felt like being trapped in my closet. And when you try to get their attention on a window or anything, they do not want to hear that. They will ignore you like you are not a human being, and they're just going to let you sit in there. They would just let you sit in there until they're ready. I probably got out on the next shift. That's how bad it was in the county for me. And then, of course, they let me out eventually. They end up separating the co-defendant I was in the pod with, and they just, put us in that situation. But they do a lot of things they don't have to do, but I think it's part of the job description. I think that a lot of people that apply have to act a certain way and have a certain amount of discipline. But anyway, stay calm. Hopefully you have support. I would say do as they say, unless they're trying you, disrespecting you, degrading you, making you feel like a little ant. Worse than that, because they are controlling your life right now. You can't call your mom. You can't call your dad. You can't call anybody and say, they're being mean to me. Please come get me. You cannot do none of that. What they say goes. And it's sad to say, but it's the truth. So yeah, that was that process. Stay tuned for my pregnancy while in jail video coming up next. Briefly, I wasn't able to keep any ultrasounds. I used to get the hospital band and put it in like my Bible or my journal. They took that from me. I have 0 pictures, anything tangible of me being pregnant besides my daughter. That's the only proof. I don't even have a stretch mark, y'all. I'm still snatched. But no, it was very difficult. It was very emotional. It was hard. Handcuffed the whole time, but we'll get into that the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you for being here. Subscribe. Like I said, like, share, follow. Instagram and my TikTok are on my banner. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys come back. Love y'all.